everybody, Aimer here again with another Mission Impossible episode review. This time I am reviewing Season 2, Episode 16, which is called The Spy. So today's instructions are found in a building locker, the mission. Enemy spy Felicia Vabar has obtained half of an overlay detailing NATO defenses, and the IMF must stop her from getting the other half. We've got the usual team, and this time Jim turns away some random color pictures, which is interesting, because usually color pictures are the ones that get selected. During the apartment scene, we're told that the plan involves putting Jim at risk of his life, so Roland puts Jim under hypnosis to prevent him from talking, unless his life is actually threatened. You'll see how that kind of plays out. Felicia meets with Miklos Cherno, a security officer, who shakes her down for some money for allowing her access to the key storage vault where the other half of the overlay is kept. And the heist will take place while there will be an air raid drill the next day. Jim arrives as a masseur for Cherno and proceeds to do a pretty bad job. Barney messes with the air raid warning system. Willie takes his post as a guard. Roland parks outside the facility. And Cinnamon comes in as a rep from the U.S. Embassy, planting a mirror at a window. Barney sets the siren off 10 minutes early as Jim knocks out a guard near the vault, locking the vault for the duration of the siren as Jim drills the vault open with a pulley mechanism of some sort. He takes a picture of the overlay, puts the camera in a flare-like gun, and shoots it out the window to Roland, triggering the hypnotic suggestion and making Jim mute as he is taken away by Cherno's men. Willie shoots at Roland, who escapes with Felicia in her car. While driving, Roland is able to drop the projectile off to Cinnamon, who makes a fake overlay for use later. At a checkpoint, guard Barney confirms the theft to Felicia, as Jim is interrogated and smacked around by Cherno to no avail, and even drugs are of no use with the hypnotic suggestion that Jim is under. Roland and Felicia head back to her apartment. He manages to put a link on her phone so the IMF can overhear. Her henchmen return to her place, and Roland warns her to get rid of them, but she's able to signal them in a subtle way, and Roland is forced to dispose of them. They play out the conversation, realizing they need each other for the other half of the overlay, and she agrees to meet Roland in an hour. Felicia calls Cherno at his office and home, but thanks to the IMF's device, she can't reach him, and also prevents Cherno from talking to her. She calls another one of her henchmen and says she has a job for him. Cherno's colonel starts to become suspicious when his methods of getting information from Jim yield no results, so Cherno resorts to Russian roulette with him. When the bullet is about to hit, Jim averts the shot and says he'll talk. Cinnamon returns to the facility and talks to the colonel briefly. Meanwhile, Felicia's henchman goes to the address Roland gave her and finds Roland studying the fake overlay and shoots him, allowing Felicia to take her prize. Of course, it's a dummy, probably the same one they used earlier in the legend from season previous, and the game is still afoot. Roland tells her they'll try one more time to get this deal done with no more games, and she agrees. We move to a warehouse where Roland is waiting. Cherno and his man Dryce arrive with Jim, taking the overlay. Felicia arrives as well, as the colonel watches with Cinnamon and Barney up in the rafters. Willie knocks Dryce out, and Felicia and Cherno make their exchange. As it completes, though, Felicia shoots Cherno, and the colonel shoots her. The team exits, but not before Roland sadly has a longing look at the now-dead Felicia. I'm going to give this episode a grade of a C-. It does have some good things about it. The overwhelming one is obviously the performance and presence of Kate Woodville. Without her, this episode would totally suck. It really, really would. Yeah, I like the way she portrayed Felicia in this one. It was good. Also good here, visually, the stuff that's done when they're looking at the overlay, it was kind of neat. It works. It's interesting. You know, the graphically, I think it's pretty nice. So that was a little bit neat. They spent a little bit more time on it, I think, than was really, really necessary. But there's a lot that's not so good here. First of all, there's a lot of time spent on really, really boring stuff. It gets very, very tedious when Cinnamon is in like a photographic room, or a dark room, I guess is probably a better way to say it, making this fake overlay. There's a lot of TV time spent on that. There's a lot of time spent on, Jim being interrogated and nothing happening. Leading into that, which is also bad. Joseph Campanella, fine actor. We saw him last season in The Reluctant Dragon, and I think he might be in some other episodes going forward. I don't remember off the top of my head. Perhaps not. Good actor, but he gets saddled with another very, very ordinary role, which is, I mentioned when I was reviewing The Reluctant Dragon, I'm just not, like this guy doesn't engage me. I'm not interested in him. I look at his character and I think to myself, why do I care about this guy? And I feel the same way here. And it's unfortunate because, as I said, he's a good actor, but the character just does absolutely nothing here. While this could be kind of more of a lively episode, it really isn't, despite Kate Woodville's character Felicia. The plot is kind of ordinary. They're just kind of, Felicia and Rollin are basically playing this cat and mouse game, and it gets very, very tedious in a hurry, right? I thought it did. It's like, okay, come on, get on with it, please, right? And it almost seems like the writers had to stretch this out in order to fill the TV hour. There's nothing really too special in this episode, even with Jim being at some risk when he's been captured. I don't know. It provided a little bit of suspense, but really not enough. I looked at it again, and in the back of my mind, obviously, I know what's going to happen because I've seen the episode before. But, does it really engage me and say, oh my gosh, I'm worried about him? No, for some reason it doesn't. Overall, I would just say that the episode, it just doesn't click. It just doesn't kind of come together the way that it should. And that's why I'm going to stick with my grade of C- on this one. As always, thank you all for watching. Please like this episode. Please subscribe to this channel. And please leave your comments. I'm getting more and more comments, and I really, really do appreciate that. I want to hear what people have to say. Thank you again, and I'll see you next time.